Why for the lady? Where she said, where she said, where she said, where she said.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are a first-time viewer, welcome to the family. Alright, so I just shot a video about a challenge, a hair challenge that I will be taking, that I would like you all to take along with me. If you haven't seen it yet, then you should definitely check it out. But I'm probably gonna upload this video first, actually, so you should just look out for the other video about the challenge, maybe the day after tomorrow. But this video is going to be the finale of my 3-part series on everything that you need to know before you decide to start your hair journey, just to avoid you spending too much money or wasting a lot of time and energy, because God knows it takes a lot of time and energy to be looking up things, sitting down, wasting your whole day watching videos just to basically copy exactly what somebody does to their hair, and then to see that it doesn't work for you. And honestly speaking, I'm a little bit of a product junkie, and I know what it feels like when you buy a lot of products thinking, you know, this is what's gonna happen to my hair. And well, I don't know if it's for everybody, but for me, I'm usually so excited when I just buy a product. I can't wait to go home and use it. Like if I just washed my hair yesterday and I buy a new shampoo, I'm probably gonna wash my hair the moment I get home. I'm gonna be like, man, my hair suddenly feels so dirty, I just need to wash my hair. Now I'm gonna wash my hair just to use my products, and then sometimes it's a little disappointing to see that I don't get the type of results that maybe I saw from a various YouTuber. And that could be avoided by knowing your specific hair type, your porosity, and your texture, which is what this 3-part video is all about, and I hope it will help you just like it helped me. So let's get right into it. So I'm basically just gonna cover the 4 main hair textures today, which is greasy hair, dry hair, fine or thin hair, and then we have our thick hair ladies. Alright, so if your hair is greasy, as in like both your scalp and the actual shaft of your hair is greasy, then you're going to want to use a shampoo and a conditioner that is not too heavy. So personally, I sort of have this problem because my hair is thick, and it is also more on the greasy side than the dry side because I have a low porosity hair, which means that basically when I put products on my hair, it doesn't get absorbed into my hair. It just sits on top unless I use some type of aid, like I put a steam cap on or something to help my cuticles to open up and really absorb whatever products or treatments I'm putting on my hair. That being said, you can imagine that my hair usually has buildup. That makes your hair greasy and stiff. It doesn't move much. Like when you move your hair around, maybe if the breeze blows it here, it stays here. Like it don't move none at all. Like it just stays wherever the breeze puts it. So for most part, you know, we're not gonna wear our hair down because it don't usually turn out right. And also, we don't oil our hair too much or anything like that. We do not use heavy products. So the same applies to your shampoo and conditioner. You want to use something really light. You actually don't have to use anything super strong or expensive. Just use, you can actually just use, did you know you can use baking soda to wash your hair? Like I'll probably do another video on that sometime, but that's a natural way to wash your hair, to cleanse your scalp and everything without like drying your hair out, or of course that's not heavy. So that would be perfectly fine for people with a greasy hair like myself. And you could also just wash your hair just once and then use maybe a vinegar rinse, like an apple cider vinegar rinse, to just clarify your hair at least once a month to get all that buildup off your hair. Because for greasy hair, you do not want to have buildup on your hair, because what happens is that your scalp, when you wash your hair, you should use, this is another tip, use the tip, the flat part, which is this part that's touching together right now, the flat part of your fingers, to cleanse your scalp gently, instead of, you know, doing this like most people do and like just scratching your scalp. Because what that does is it stimulates your scalp so much that it creates a natural oil that your skin generally produces, called sebum, which comes from your sebaceous gland, which is below your skin in your dermis, I believe. And that oil is basically a protective measure that your body does to protect your skin and your scalp from being too dry, and you know, which makes it more prone to damage and stuff like that. So that's your body naturally moisturizing your hair. So that being said, when you wash your hair too much, or you're in your hair messing around all the time, it really is stimulating your scalp, which tends to make your scalp produce more oils, which makes your hair more greasy. So that leads to tip number 3. You are going to need to wash your hair more than once a week, maybe twice a week. But what you should do is do not wash your hair twice with a shampoo in the week. Maybe on the weekend you could do a regular shampoo wash, and it does not have to be a regular sulfate shampoo. It can be a sulfate free shampoo, which is better for your hair, and I will explain why in another video. But you should try to get yourself a nice sulfate free shampoo, and then maybe a set day during the week that is convenient to you, you just decide to do a co-wash, which is basically just washing your hair with conditioner only. So you should wash your hair a few times a week. If only your scalp is oily, then you should use a shampoo for oily hair, but then use a conditioner that is designed for dry hair to balance it off. Alright, so that's my tips on greasy hair. For dry hair, you should use a moisturizing shampoo and a conditioner designed for dry hair. You should cut down on heat, of course, because what happens, I don't know if you noticed that when you're about to flat iron your hair and you maybe put all those products on, you make sure to get your hair really moist before you flat iron it. You spray on maybe your heat protectant, and then when you start flat ironing your hair, you see some steam coming off your hair, right? That steam is all of that moisture that you just worked so hard to put in your hair. That is all that moisture just evaporating out of your hair. Bye-bye. That's all the moisture you just put in your hair. So now you flat ironed your hair. It looks great, but in a couple of days it's going to be dry. Flat ironing your hair too much, it fries your ends, so that's part of the reason why your hair won't grow. If you keep flat ironing your hair too often, you're going to constantly be frying your ends, and they're going to break off and break off and break off, so you will not be retaining any length, and it will also make your hair dry, which would also cause breakage. So cut down on the heat, guys. And then when you're going swimming, you should make sure to leave some leave-ins on your hair to protect it from all the chlorine in the water, which also dries out your hair. And you should try to deep condition your hair at least one time a week, which will put that moisture into your hair strand. So make sure to do those things, guys. For fine hair, and by fine hair, fine hair is usually defined by, just hold a thread up. If it is finer than a thread, that's fine hair. So that's a good comparison right there. If your hair is finer than a thread, you have fine hair. By fine hair, your hair does not have to be like thin. Like, you can have fine strands but have a lot of them, so you got a lot of hair on your head but your hair itself is fine. For fine hair people, the tips that I got for you guys is to, 1, get a blunt cut. Layers do not work so well for fine hair people because it gives the appearance of your hair being stringy, and it makes your hair look even more thin and fine than it probably is. So you should try to get a blunt cut if you're gonna do layers, and try to get, you know, a level right here, a level right here, and a level like further down, but don't get it all like going down like this where all the strands have different lengths, because that is just going to make your hair look extremely thin. Tip number 2 for you ladies is to not grow your hair too long. I know that is going to probably be contradictory to this whole channel of, you know, having healthy hair and, you know, retaining length and all that, when I'm telling you now not to grow your hair too long. But that is just because for your hair type, personally, when you grow fine hair too long, what happens is it just looks like you don't have enough hair on your head. Like, it just really highlights the fact that your hair is very fine and you just have a really long line going down your back. That's what happens. You don't have much hair for it to actually look luxurious and beautiful. You can't style it much. You can't do pretty much anything with it. So what you end up doing is you have really long hair that you put up in a ponytail almost 95% of the time because it's just too thin to do anything else with. So I would be advised to keep it kind of not short but like medium length, and you can rock a number of styles with it. Also, you should try doing some braid outs, things like that, that give an illusion of having thicker hair. So when you wash your hair, do maybe some bantu knots where your hair curly rather than straightening it. I would not advise you to straighten your hair because that flattens your hair, and if it's already fine, you don't want your hair to look flat. So try doing something like that, twist out, braid out, whatever. Do your hair like this and then pull it out, give you some nice crimp, and just bump it up with your fingers or whatever, a white tooth comb, and voila, body. Alright, and now for my thick hair ladies, you have to rinse your hair for a longer period of time, because of course it's natural, you're going to have products being stuck into all that thickness, so it's not just all going to just come out of your hair in just a second. So it's going to take a little longer to rinse your hair, and you should definitely take the time to make sure you rinse all that product out of your hair, because then you will end up with having product buildup from just not rinsing your hair properly over time. You should keep your hair either short or long, because for this type of hair, when you keep it mid-length, it kind of sticks up at the ends. So if it's short, you know, you can rock a nice short afro, or just, you know, styles with body that just looks really nice, maybe shoulder length and stuff like that. And then when it's really long, the length weighs the hair down, so it does not seem as thick, and it's a little easier to manage, so it looks really nice actually. You should chew, well, that's tip number 3 actually. Cut your hair in layers. So layers is good for thick hair people, because layers helps your hair to be more manageable, and it just gets rid of some of that extra hair that you really just can't be bothered with. So it makes it a lot easier to relieve yourself of some of that extra bulk by just cutting maybe just a few inches off the front, giving yourself a cute little style with a few layers. And then if you color your hair, you should opt for semi-permanent hair color. So don't use dyes, because dyes tend to make your strands a lot thicker, because they coat your hair and it makes your strands thicker and more coarse. So I would not advise a thick hair person to be dyeing their hair repeatedly over time. You should definitely opt for semi-permanent, or try some natural hair dyes like henna or something like that. I would definitely opt for henna, of course, but to each his own, right? Alright, so the end of it, guys. That is the end of my 3-part video. So if you guys are ready to start your hair journey, hopefully you guys know what type of porosity your hair is, what is your hair texture, and what is your hair type. Knowing those things will allow you to know what type of products to get for your hair, how to treat your hair, what type of regimen to build. So it makes it easier for you to start out as a beginner. Look out for my other videos, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or 2 thumbs up. Share it to your friends, let them give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and just look out for more, guys. As always, I am open for suggestions or anything to improve the quality of my videos. If you want me to talk about something specific, feel free to inbox me, or on Facebook, Instagram, my email, whatever. Have a nice day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Oh my gosh, bye guys.
Long time you may never see you. Oh, let me hold your hand.